Good evening, Belize. It's Tuesday and you're tuned into News 5. I'm Sabrina Daly, and tonight we begin with a major development in the South, where police have charged a same-bite barber for last week's double homicide in Punta Gorda. Plus, a dramatic turn in the courtroom as Elmer Na's no-case submission collapses, and he insists the wrong man is on trial. And in national politics, the UDP is accusing Prime Minister John Bersenio of meddling as the opposition digs in on the ongoing BTL SpeedNet dispute. We'll also take you to St. Catherine's Academy for tonight's Cultura Tuesday feature, where the Chair Squad is keeping a powerful legacy of sisterhood alive. And in Belmopan, Mayor Pablo Coich is defending the city's sweeping trade license overhaul. These stories and more are coming your way in just 60 seconds. News 5 starts now. Good evening and welcome back. We start tonight's newscast in Punta Gorda, where police say they cracked Saturday night's double murder and have now made an arrest. Investigators have charged 25-year-old Kieran George Augustin, a barber from Same-Bite Village, for the shooting deaths of Luis Barrias and Derek Arnold, two men who were gunned down inside Barrias' Queen Street home while socializing. On Monday, police confirmed they had 3 suspects in custody. And this morning, they announced that Augustin had been formally charged with 2 counts of murder. A motive hasn't been released yet, but police say the investigation is active, and more details will come as the case unfolds. As that case moves forward, another high-profile murder trial also intensified in Belize City, where Elmer Na was ordered to stand trial after his no-case submission collapsed in court. Justice Nigel Pilgrim delivered a swift blow to Na's defense today, taking just 20 seconds to reject his no-case submission and ordering him to face 3 murder charges. Na then spent 27 minutes in the dock, insisting he wasn't the shooter and repeating, as he put it, the old cliche, "It wasn't me." He denied any role in the killings and said enhanced video footage would point to the real killer. He urged authorities not to feed the family with lies and ended with, "I am here to speak the truth, so help me God." Na called no alibi witnesses, despite previously relying on his cousin during the voir dire. Key evidence already admitted includes the statement of main witness Vivian Ramnares, boots police say were found in Na's pickup, and a headlamp allegedly worn during the murders. Dr. Lyndon Jones, Na's attorney, shared brief comments after the court's decision.
Today we got the decision for the no case submission. The court overruled our application for no case submission. The details of that overruling will be given at a later date in writing. This morning was short. It was put to our client that he could remain silent, he could give a doc statement, or he could take the stand. Our client had taken the stand before in the voir dire, and that evidence is being incorporated into the main case. Therefore, he decided to give a doc statement. In that doc statement, he was bringing up about the boots, the different colors of the boots that had been brought out in evidence, the chip that contains the original videos of the shooting that went missing, and additionally he was saying about the tattoo that they were trying to say he had just put on the tattoo, but he placed it the 31st of October 2003 here in Belize City. Therefore, after he gave his doc statement, now we must do closing submissions to try and finalize this case.
Moments later, Special Prosecutor Terrence Williams confirmed the judge's ruling stands and that both sides now move toward written and oral submissions ahead of the March 13th hearing.
The learned judge ruled that there's a case to answer, and he gave an unsworn statement, and we have a date set in March, I believe the 13th, for closing submissions.
Okay, you mentioned that you all will be doing written submissions in closing arguments?
I think it'll be written and complemented with a brief oral.
Okay. Are you at this moment, can you say as to Mr. Na's doc statement, can you say anything about what the allegations he was making in his doc statement regarding the evidence?
I reserve that for my comments to the court.
And as both sides prepare their submissions, all eyes now turn to March 13th, when the court takes its next decisive step in the Elmer Na trial. Coming up, UDP slams police as Yellow Man's detention dispute grows. More when we return.
Hello friends, I'm Dr. Bob Roberts with another 60-second sermon from God's Word. The Bible says, "The righteous shall flourish like the palm tree. It shall grow like a cedar in Lebanon. They shall bring forth fruit in old age, to show that the Lord is upright." A writer once related that when he was in the 6th grade, an elderly lady in the community visited his one-room schoolhouse to help prepare for a Christmas program. She was quite energetic but quite wrinkled. After she left, the teacher overheard one little boy who said, "Boy, I never want to get old." The teacher responded, "So you want to die young?" The youngster said, "No." The teacher then responded, "Well, it's going to be one or the other. Getting older does have its drawbacks. I asked an older preacher friend once how he was doing, and he replied, "Bob, if it doesn't hurt, it doesn't work." Yes, there are the aches and the pains and the wrinkles in getting old, but there are some great promises God gives to us. Psalms 92 promises that just as a palm tree brings forth its best fruit in its old age, so shall the righteous flourish. My son recently encouraging me said, "Dad, most people make their greatest contributions in their 60s and 70s. May God help us as we grow older, not to grow colder, but bolder as we claim God's promise to flourish and to be fruitful." Today's 60-second sermon has been presented by Christian Foundations of Faith in cooperation with the Baptist churches in your area.
The NEBL basketball is back. 7 teams vying for the mega $100,000 cash pot. First place walks away with $70,000 cash. Second is $30,000. Opening night is Friday, February 20th at the Belize City Civic Center. Gates open at 6 for showtime at 7:30 with a wicked doubleheader featuring the biting San Pedro Tiger Sharks versus the Gunners from the West, the Cayo Western Ballers. And in game 2, will the big bad Belize City Defenders defend the city against the upstart Orange Walk Running Rebels? Giveaways galore and the big $5,000 cash shooting contest. Plus a big halftime show featuring the General Super G. Be one of the first 200 fans to receive a free token. This NEBL season will be fully seasoned.
¿Eres un agricultor visionario listo para adoptar prácticas climáticamente inteligentes? El futuro de agricultura es resiliente, sostenible y rentable, y estamos aquí para ayudarte a lograrlo. Ya sea que cultives medio acre a 200 acres, DFC ofrece opciones de financiamiento accesible y un subsidio compensario de hasta $12,000 para la ventana 1 y hasta $60,000 para la ventana 2. Para que tu finca sea climáticamente inteligente, resista los impactos climáticos impredecibles y adopte prácticas que mejoren la productividad y eficiencia. Este programa es ideal para agricultores y cooperativas. Se anima especialmente a las mujeres agricultoras a aprovechar esta oportunidad. Únete a nosotros en la creación de un futuro agrícola resiliente y sostenible para Belice. Aplica ahora y da ese siguiente paso hacia un mañana más fuerte y verde.
Haven't updated your information recently? Well, kick off the new year as a winner. RF&G Insurance is giving you a free chance to win every month. Entering is easy. Just chat with us on WhatsApp and update your information. That's it. You'll be automatically entered into our monthly raffle for a chance to win awesome prizes. Don't wait. Message us on WhatsApp and update your info today. RF&G Insurance. It pays to get it right.
Life doesn't wait, and neither should your banking. Belize Bank. Go digital.
The United Democratic Party came out swinging today at a press conference held at its Belize City headquarters, zeroing in on the proposed BTL SpeedNet acquisition. The UDP says it's keeping the pressure on, despite Prime Minister John Briceño's call on Friday for a pause in the talks. Party leader Tracy Tager-Panton accuses the Prime Minister of meddling in a process they insist should be left entirely to the Public Utilities Commission. And they're also taking a bit of victory lap, claiming their recent protest actions pushed the Prime Minister to pump the brakes in the first place.
None other than the Prime Minister of this country, the Honorable John Briceño, is now requesting a pause, quote unquote, in the transaction to allow the acquisition process to go to public consultation, to be conducted in a respectful and transparent manner, underscoring the importance of what we have called for from the very beginning: parliamentary oversight. All of a sudden, we need accountability and transparency, and we need to consult, because you, the Belizean people, have stood up for what is right and what is fair and what is just. This shifting, the constant shifting of this transaction begs questions on the approach to valuation. It begs questions on the financing structure for this deal. It begs questions on the future of earnings of this public institution, and who should be the beneficiaries of this deal.
And as the Prime Minister calls for a pause, Panton says the UDP is now pushing the discussion directly to the PUC and the Social Security Board, arguing that neither the executive nor its appointees should be taking instructions on a matter governed by law.
The members of our parliamentary caucus and our leadership team will seek an audience with the Public Utilities Commission, and we will also seek an audience with the SSB, so we can ventilate to them directly and on record what our position is with the BTL acquisition and why. There are laws that governs the function of the Public Utilities Commission, and no Prime Minister or no Minister of Government should have to instruct the PUC what to do in the public's interest. I want to go a little further. The PUC, we all know, is made up of members appointed by the Briceño administration, and we take serious issue with that. There has to be some level of accountability. There has to be some level of transparency. There has to be some level of professionalism by those who serve in those capacities. They should not wait to get instructions from a head of state when they have a law in place, enshrined, well established, that governs how the PUC should act when matters of this nature come.
And that same defiance carried into the political arena, where the UDP also defended its decision to boycott Friday's House sitting, insisting they won't sit in Parliament while, as they put it, the Briceño administration takes them for fools.
The decision that the UDP parliamentarian caucus took to boycott the recent sitting of the House of Representatives was done in protest of the BTL and Smart acquisition. And I want to reassure the Belizean people that no one was coerced.
There has been no regret that the UDP, via its parliamentarians, will not allow the government to use the National Assembly and to use the House of Representatives as a rubber stamp for corruption. There is nothing that we can, and the opportunity is not lost. This matter, in my view, requires oversight by Parliament. And the fact that the Prime Minister, who knew nothing of this deal, nothing, he don't know that BTL was talking to his family company, but he now knows that he is directing the Prime Minister of this country has inserted himself to direct a pause on a deal he knew nothing about. The UDP parliamentarians will not be treated like konomono.
Tensions flared last week when police moved in to detain Brian Yellowman Audinet, prompting the United Democratic Party to block the Belkin Bridge and demand his release. Conflicting reports still surround why he was taken into custody. One claims he was held as a suspected gang member. Another suggests police believed he was planning to incite violence. And today, that controversy only deepened. UDP Senator Sheena Pitts blasted the police department, questioning whether officers are now labeling the UDP itself as a gang. She fired back hard, going so far as to call the PUP a gang and urging police to arrest its leader and members as well.
You have the police exercise unfettered discretion to say, oh, you don't qualify for a permit today. You think it done there? Look at what happened on the morning of our last protest. While gathering placards to take out to our point of protest, Brian Yellowman Audinet was arrested. And on the paper given to him, what the state used, for make you know what you doing there for. They write BMOG, acronym. Words will stand for being a member of a gang. Now, I have the fortunate advantage of saying that I know Yellowman all my life. And I will not put my head on a block and get it chopped off. But I can say with absolute certainty, at no time, Yellowman has ever been a member of a gang. Yellowman is a political affiliate. He belongs to the same party I belong. What did the police department suggest by doing that?
While the UDP amps up its pressure on law enforcement, the National Trade Union Congress of Belize is tightening its own stance, postponing but not abandoning a planned protest as it consults members and insists the pause in the BTL SpeedNet process still falls far short of the answers workers deserve. After a late-night meeting, the NTUCB decided it needs a little more time to properly consult with its member unions and make sure everyone is fully informed. And they're stressing this isn't a cancellation. It's a strategic delay to boost organization and turnout. Union leaders say they're still far from satisfied with the temporary pause in the BTL SpeedNet acquisition. And they're gearing up to keep the pressure on until the deal is completely taken off the table. We spoke with NTUCB President Ella Wade for more.
We have to regroup in the sense that we still have some pending meetings that we had requested with the PUC, and we had requested a meeting with Smart Management to meet with the employees, because NTUCB, again, we do not want to represent unionized workers, but workers in a whole. And we know that there may be grave concerns with the workers over at Smart. So we would like to meet with them just to try to address some of their questions and concerns, and of course to inform them about their benefits and rights whenever something like this occurs, if it happens that there is an acquisition, that the acquisition will take place. So we just would like to have an opportunity to meet with them. But we have not had any positive responses from both of those entities. Some of the bigger unions are still polling their members as to how far they would want to take the issue if it comes to that. As you know, BNT and PSU are the two largest unions that fall under NTUCB. So it takes some time for them to get that information from their members. So that is happening simultaneously while we're doing other consultations. So we're far from saying we have abandoned the issue or we're not concerned anymore. That is not the case. We still are very concerned because we still haven't gotten answers to many of the questions we asked. We had made some recommendations, as you all know, and we still have not gotten any feedback to say, okay, we will take those recommendations into consideration.
After more than 17 years of pushing for stronger worker protections, Belizean labor advocates are finally seeing a breakthrough. The long-awaited Occupational Safety and Health Bill has been passed, marking what union leaders call a major step forward for employees across the country. NTUCB President Ella Waite is hailing the moment as historic, crediting years of collaboration between unions, the Chamber of Commerce, and government agencies for keeping the issue alive. She says the real work begins now, with a focus on making sure the new law isn't just on the books, but fully enforced where it matters most, on the job site.
We're glad, we're so happy that we are finally here. I mean, there are so many protections in the bill that will help to safeguard workers of this country. We, of course, would like to, if I could take the opportunity to thank those senior unionists like Madam Marvin Morris, Sister Sharon Fraser, Sister Leonora Flowers, all of those people who have met many times with our comrades, the employer group, to ensure that we go word by word, line by line for those drafts of the bill. So it was a long overdue bill, and we're so happy that it finally has gone through. Now, of course, there's other steps that we have to continue to ensure that it has teeth to it when it comes to the bill. And we don't want it to just be a bill that's on the shelf, but we can apply it to the everyday life of workers in this country. So we are very happy. We thank all those government agencies, ministries, departments, persons that were involved in this process as well, because they actually had to lead the charge as well. So we are happy that we finally have a bill for workers of this country.
In the UDP's absence from Friday's House sitting, the government went ahead and passed the long-awaited Occupational Safety and Health Bill, a historic step aimed at giving workers stronger protection on the job. But to clear the air, UDP Senator Gabriel Zetina said today that the party fully supports the legislation. He added that the UDP intends to push for its proper implementation while keeping a close eye on how much power the bill gives to inspectors and ministers, stressing that those authorities must never be abused.
Today, the UDP parliamentarian caucus is of the view that advancing the amendment bill is a step in the right direction, and so for the avoidance of any doubt, we categorically state on record that we support the bill in principle. However, I'm sure you guys have seen the press release last week. The passage of the bill in its current form alone would not be enough. And we just want to ensure that good law must be functional fairly in practice and not just sound good in theory or in paper. There are several key observations that we believe must be addressed. Firstly, the bill grants very broad powers to inspectors, including authorities, to require costly examination and tests at employers' expense. While we believe that enforcement is necessary, unchecked authority without clear safeguard can create uncertainty and financial strain, especially for small-sized businesses.
As the USH bill moves forward, the UDP says it will support its rollout while keeping a sharp eye on inspectors' powers to make sure the new law protects workers without unfairly burdening small businesses. Ahead, serious injuries on a downhill run in Mountain Pine Ridge after a cycling crash sends top riders to the hospital. We'll tell you what went wrong and who's still recovering. Coming up next.
Life doesn't wait, and neither should your banking. Belize Bank. Go digital.
What if Detail and Smart came together? What would it mean for you? No price increases. In fact, call prices could drop by 10%. Call anyone on any network. Same fair prices. Signal expanded to where it's needed most, redeploying 43 cell sites, connecting 20,000 more Belizeans. ETL and SpeedNet. Know the facts.
Introducing BB Insurance. Built for Belize. Your security, our priority.
Start your day the right way with your morning boost. Get moving with energizing workouts, refreshing yoga sessions, and easy tips to keep your mind and body in balance. From fitness to personal growth and positivity, we're here to kickstart your mornings with motivation that lasts all day. Wake up to wellness. Your morning boost, every day at 6 a.m.
The Civil Registry Department and Vital Statistics Unit provides comprehensive information services to assist citizens in obtaining official documentation related to key life events. You can apply for birth, death, marriage, adoption, or deed poll certificates for records that have already been registered. You can also request tailored information extracts or certified copies of documents about specific life events. All Vital Statistics information services are available through the new Civil Registry and Vital Statistics System, CRVS. You can complete all services online from the comfort of your own home, or if you prefer face-to-face interaction or need additional support, you can visit their nearest office to complete any service. The new CRVS, digitally connecting citizens to all vital statistics services. Visit crvs.gov.bz today to access our services.
Clean and maintain your yard the best way with Honda trimmers and lawn mowers. Honda Lawn and Garden Equipment. Available at Benquip. Equipment, parts, service.
Finally, a postpaid plan for 3 people. Introducing Smart Trio. Why pay for mobile service alone when you can share and save? Get unlimited national calls, text, plus 100 gigabytes of shared data. And the best part? It's only $135. That's right, as low as $45 per person. Perfect for small families, couples, or close friends. Smart Trio. 3 lines, 1 smart choice. Sign up now and you could win a Trio getaway to San Pedro for 3. Visit us at www.smart-bz.com for more information or sign up at any showroom today. Smart, bringing people together.
At St. Catherine Academy here in Belize City, school spirit is more than a motto. It's a heartbeat, powered in no small part by the energy of the SCA Cheer Squad. You may know SCA for its powerhouse volleyball team that's been racking up trophies for nearly 3 decades. But behind every win is a group of dedicated young women lifting their athletes and each other every step of the way. In tonight's edition of Culture Tuesday, we take you inside the school where sisterhood fuels success. News 5's Brittany Gordon has the story.
At the St. Catherine Academy gym, the crowd may bring the noise, but it's the cheer team that brings the fire. For more than 20 years, these spirited athletes have rallied behind every SCA sports team, keeping the energy high and giving players that extra push when it matters most. And guiding them is teacher Tamara Locke, a former SCA cheerleader herself, who now coaches the squad to step out with confidence every time they pull on their uniforms and grab their pom-poms.
So the cheer team, they're like the main support system here at SCA. So we get them ready through preparation. So it's not just a one season, just for one sport. The cheer team is an all year round sport. So we have them practice from summer. So they have their summer practice where they come in and they do cheers, they get ready for pep rallies because that's part of their job as well. They do pep rallies, get the school ready for games before the season starts, and then they go to the games themselves and they cheer for them with as much, joy as they have.
The squad is now 25 girls strong, representing all 4 academic levels, and getting a spot on that lineup is no walk-in. Every hopeful must push through a series of drills that test not just their athletic ability, but their commitment and their sense of responsibility. It's all designed to make sure that when these girls step out onto the court, they're more than performers. They're the voice that fires up the entire student body.
It's important because the team needs that support, and sometimes the entire school can't make it, and so we have a representation of the school here. And so the cheerleaders, they do just that. They're just the main support, the heart of the school.
17-year-old Kalis Kisling isn't spending her birthday with cake and candles. She's spending it on the court, getting her squad game ready. As team captain and a proud member of the cheer squad since her freshman year, Kalis sees every matchup as a chance to pump up the school spirit and build even stronger bonds with the girls she leads.
I feel as though we play a very strong role in the student school spirit section. There are days whereby it's just us supporting our teams, so I feel like we don't miss a game, and even if the student body is not able to come out, then we are always there to give the team the moral support that they need.
For 30 straight years, SCA has dominated the Central Secondary School Sports Association Girls Volleyball Championship, bringing home gold every single season and cementing their legacy as the team to beat. It's a badge of honor that the team wears with pride.
I love the cheer team. We definitely have a strong connection. They're there for every single game. They have not missed one yet. And they're usually behind us while we're playing. So when I would go serve, they would be like, "You got this, Sarah, get it in, you got it." And I would be like, "Oh my gosh, stop, you're making me smile, you're making me a little nervous." But their support definitely helps us a lot. It shows that they're by our side despite whether we lose the point or we win the point. Of course, we win every game.
The team trains twice a week, ramping up to daily sessions before pep rallies. And their commitment doesn't stop when school does. Some girls even spend their summer break coming up with new chants and routines.
So cheers are made up of stomps and chants that they themselves make up themselves, so that's what they do during the summer. And then they also do for pep rallies, they do dances, they do splits, stunts, backflips, so we have some very athletic girls here as well. So we want to make sure that they know that cheer is not just being in a short skirt, but they also put the hard work and the talent into it.
And helping to crank up that energy even more is Mercy the Seahawk, the school's beloved mascot, who jumps right in with the squad to get the crowd roaring. Libero Demi Solano always looks forward to seeing the energy the squad will bring to each game.
Well, of course, we're like an all-girls school, so a lot of sisterhood. We always support each other so much. We celebrate each other's success a lot, and so we know our weaknesses and our strengths, so we work together to become one team, and I think that's really important for any successful team to have. Yeah.
Do you think that balances out with the support from the cheer team? Is there a sisterhood there?
Oh yeah, of course. I think our cheerleaders just give an extra amount of support and more, I guess, school spirit to our team, and just uplifts us. If we're losing some points, we get that back from our cheerleaders, I think, so they play a really big role in our success, I think.
Hey! At St. Catherine Academy, sisterhood comes alive at every game, as players and cheerleaders celebrate every win together, moving as one, united and unstoppable. Brittany Gordon for News 5.
And after celebrating the sisterhood and school spirit powering SCA's award-winning cheer squad, we turn now to a much different scene in Mountain Pine Ridge, where a high-speed crash during a national team prep race left several of Belize's top cyclists hospitalized, including veteran rider Roque Matos, Oscar Quiros, Christopher Waite, Leon Leslie, Wendell Williams, and Jocelyn Chavarria Jr. were all rushed to the hospital with serious rashes, bruises, and fractures. 2 riders remain admitted. Roque Matos with 5 fractured ribs and Jocelyn Chavarria Jr., who will be sidelined for 2 weeks with a fractured wrist and ankle. Doctors say Christopher Waite and Oscar Quiros will also require MRI scans to assess their injuries. Veteran cyclist Roque Matos spoke with us from his hospital bed as he recovers from what he says is his worst of many falls in a long cycling career.
Pine Ridge Road. When I test race them this Sunday we're gone, we're involved as I say, a major crash. Probably about 8 to 10 of the cyclists. Well, I suffered 5 ribs broken and 1 puncture lung, so I still in the hospital right now where they drain the lungs from me. But so far I took an X-ray yesterday and another one today, and it's looking a lot better, so hopefully I have a speedy recovery and I could get back to normal.
What's your recovery looking like, as the doctor saying?
Well, they say these kind of injuries, they have to take your time and, see where you go, but it could be anywhere from 8 to 12 weeks.
And we know this is not your first fall, right? You fell before in the sport you love.
Oh, yeah, but I think this is the worst one. I just want tell everybody thanks for their concern, their prayers. A lot of people have visited me here at the hospital, so I definitely don't feel lonely. And I just want to tell them thanks, for all their concerns, their sympathy, and so what they have, and their wishes for me to get well.
Will we be seeing you back on the road?
Oh yes, I don't know to what extent, because with the thing, sure, but I'll take it one day at a time for now.
Tonight, as doctors monitor the injuries from that brutal downhill pileup, veteran cyclist Roque Matos says he's focused on healing day by day. And he's grateful for the prayers and support pushing him toward the road once again. Up next, plastic bottles and bags are piling up across Belize, and a new report shows just how big the pollution problem has become. What's driving the surge and what can be done about it? We'll break it down after the break.
Challenge isn't over.
Shop smart for your Samsung devices in Belize and enjoy benefits you won't get anywhere else. When you shop locally for your Samsung, all your devices will be covered by a 1-year local warranty. You won't get that when shopping with the other guys. When in doubt, always look for the Cellular World seal to know you're getting the real deal. Shop with confidence and enjoy your Galaxy knowing that it can be repaired locally at our Samsung Service Center by certified Samsung technicians using original parts and machinery. Even better, enjoy the best LTE experience in Belize, knowing that your Samsung devices are compatible with major local carrier networks. Get the ultimate Samsung Galaxy experience only when you shop from authorized Samsung resellers nationwide.
Kayo, we have exciting news for you. RFNG Life Insurance is now officially in your town. Now, you can visit our office to pay your life insurance premiums or speak to our dedicated agent, Mayeli, about securing your future with the right coverage.
Hi, my name is Mayeli Hoy, your designated agent here at RFNG Life in the Cayo District. I'm here to help you explore your options, answer your questions, and find the perfect policy for you and your loved one.
Whether you're looking for life insurance, critical illness coverage, or future saving plans, we've got you covered. Take the first step towards securing a stable and prosperous financial future for you and your family. RFNG Life Insurance, now in Cayo. Visit us today or call to schedule an appointment. Your future starts here.
Borders in Central America, searching for the stories behind the places we think we know. I'm Sabrina Daly, traveling as a Belizean, curious about the culture, the people, and the experiences that make each destination stand out. From the spirited landscapes of Honduras to the evolving heartbeat of El Salvador.
Go pupusas!
This journey explores what it really feels like to travel our region. This is Across Borders.
Life doesn't wait, and neither should your banking. Belize Bank. Go digital.
Man, that's me. My data done, and I really need to get my order out today.
Really? Well, you can join our Smart Group plan.
Really? How that works?
Easy, let me tell you.
Whether it's family, friends, or your small business, we've got the perfect plan for every group. More members equals more savings, more connections. Smart Group plans bring the connectivity you love to you and your circle. No one gets left behind. Explore Share One package option and add on unlimited data, calls, and SMS for the entire group for less than $50 per member. Visit any Smart showroom countrywide or email sales@speednet-wireless.com to sign up today. Smart, bringing people together.
Belmopan's mayor is shedding light on why so many business owners have been seeing changes in their trade license assessments. Pablo Kowich says that when the new trade board took over last year, they launched a full review of every single business on the trade roll, only to find blank files, missing records, and outdated calculations for many companies. That triggered a wave of reassessments, something he admits didn't sit well with some businesses, even though the board's goal was simply to ensure fees were calculated fairly and consistently across the city. And while no new regime was ever formally implemented, Kowich says they offered businesses updated, more accurate fee estimates to avoid overcharging based on the old system.
Let me just start off by explaining what has happened in Belmopan over the past year when it comes to trade licenses. When this trade board, our trade board took over, we did a revision of the trade roll in its entirety. We revised every single business to ensure that correct calculations were applied and fees were correct. Doing this exercise, the trade board found a lot of cases where files were blank, empty folders for businesses. Let's just use an example of $150 as a fee. We had cases where businesses were paying something similar to that amount. Because nothing exists to prove the trade fee, reassessments were ordered to ensure proper calculations for every business. So during this approach, a lot of businesses disagreed with the calculation which ended up, or the fee that was result.
Were there specific types of businesses that were more affected by the revision?
It applied to all sorts of categories. I can't say that it only applied to a particular category. It was throughout the entire regime.
So the regime, it wasn't passed to the Senate level, so how were you guys able to implement it?
Well, we didn't implement it. What we did was offer the calculated value of that fee as the new rate to allow the business owners a better value for the fee. Because if the old rate calculates a higher fee, then it's harder for the business to try and accept that fee.
Belmopan's City Council is defending its recent wave of trade license reassessments, saying a year-long audit uncovered missing files and outdated calculations that forced the board to recalculate fees across the capital. But even as Mayor Pablo Kowich insists the review aimed to correct long-standing inconsistencies, not implement any new regime, the United Democratic Party's caretaker for Belmopan, Khalid Bilal, argues the council jumped the gun. He says the government deferred the amended Trade License Act in December, and yet businesses were still being issued updated assessments, some even facing steep increases in garbage collection fees over recent years.
I am very reliably informed that the council, at least in Belmopan, and I'm certain that they would have disseminated the same information to the other municipalities around the country, has been advised that that piece of legislation has not come into effect, and therefore the status quo, going back to 2025 and previous to that, remains in effect. And that is why I can tell you that I know for a fact that they have been reaching out to business houses that had already paid the newly assessed fee and advising them that they are, for this year of 2026, reverting to what they had been paying previously. It's again another complaint as it relates to hikes. A couple of weeks back, I had the opportunity to speak with, I guess you would say, a small businessman, and he shared with me that maybe 3 years ago, his garbage bill doubled from $150 to $300. And now with this most recent assessment, it's once again doubled from 300 to 600. So it's 400% increase over the last 4 or 5 years at most. What the justification for that is, I know Belmopan is somewhat unique in terms of we actually have legislation that provides for charging for residential and commercial garbage collection. What prompted the change, whatever assessment might have caused consecutive councils now to seek to raise the rates is something that we need to look at more closely.
So tonight, Belmopan's trade license shakeup remains far from settled as the council defends its audit, while critics say businesses are still feeling the pinch from unexpected assessments and years of rising garbage fees. Plastic pollution is once again in the spotlight tonight, as a new report from the nonprofit Sea of Life warns that the problem in Belize is getting worse, not better. The 2025 study shows plastics now make up 67% of all recorded debris nationwide, an uptick from last year, with single-use beverage bottles leading the pack. And while Belize's 2022 ban on items like styrofoam, cups, plates, and straws was celebrated as a step forward, the report says plastics not covered under that ban are still overwhelming our ecosystems. News 5's Brittany Gordon takes a closer look at the findings.
Single-use plastics are choking our environment. They show up everywhere, on our streets, in our bushes, and even on the sea floor. And they can linger for centuries. Belize banned single-use plastics and styrofoam products in 2022 to fight the problem. But a new Sea of Life trash study shows the challenge isn't over. Plastic still dominates our waste, making up 67% of all debris collected nationwide.
Mostly single-use plastics. So a lot of bottles, bottle caps, bottle rings, all the things that you would think of with bottles, a lot of bags, polystyrene takeout, like clamshell takeaway containers. The shilling wata is still up there in it too. It's predominantly single-use plastics that you see. We do see broken pieces and fragments as well, which is natural for plastics. It does break up into smaller pieces. It doesn't break down and go away. And so that's kind of what we're seeing is, again, disposable culture at work.
In 2024, Sea of Life launched the Trash Blitz Belize, a nationwide trash collection and monitoring effort. The 2025 National Trash Blitz tagged 14,208 pieces of trash at 17 sites across Belize. Plastic bottles topped the list, with nearly 3,500 collected, and 2,000 of those were crystal water bottles. Coca-Cola and Bellikin beer bottles also showed up among the most common items.
Unfortunately, the brands that we see most common is going to be your crystal water. You're going to see Bellikin beer, Coca-Cola products. Those brands are the most popular for a good reason. We all love Coke, I love Fanta, and people enjoy their beers. But with that comes responsibility of making sure that the waste goes to the appropriate place, which is in a bin. But beyond also thinking about where waste goes, we should also be rethinking the type of packaging that we choose for our water, for instance. Do we really need to have small shilling water for the open market?
According to Bennett Martin, an alarming portion of litter is found underwater as it collects sand and sinks to the sea floor, where it meets marine life.
The chemicals in plastics are actually endocrine disruptors, so they pose public health risks. They also get into the sea, they get into our food, they're in the tissue of many of the fish that have been studied in the area, as well as all sorts of other biodiversity.
Belize's 2022 plastic ban didn't cover plastic bottles or water pouches. To cut down on waste, Bowen & Bowen runs a nationwide recycling program that pays cash for returned glass and plastic bottles, as well as Tetra Paks. But despite those efforts, their containers still make up a large share of the country's pollution. Sea of Life says the Department of Environment, which enforces the plastic ban, has shown interest in the latest Trash Blitz findings.
The Department of Environment has been amazing about asking questions, reaching out, using the data for their own conversations. We know that the Department of the Environment passed a law back in 2022, I believe, and they've, I think, struggled because of COVID-19 coming through, and then also from other dynamics within likely the for-profit industry about being able to implement their law. But they want to implement their law, and I think that they have great opportunities to implement it using this data.
Trash Blitz started as a way to track whether refillable water stations on school campuses were reducing waste. It has since grown into a national conversation about how we behave and how pollution spreads. Sea of Life now urges government, businesses, and institutions to switch to refillable water stations to cut down dependence on single-use plastics and stop plastics from leaking into communities and the environment.
If we're not carrying the single-use plastics on our school campuses or stocking it in our offices and government buildings, then guess what we won't see in the waste and litter stream? Single-use plastic. So that's what we're doing.
Sea of Life also recommends a complete ban on plastics, with its implementation supported by public education, affordable alternatives, and assistance to small businesses. Brittany Gordon for News 5.
And while a new national report warns that plastics are overwhelming Belize's coastlines, another environmental threat is already on the move tonight. Sargassum mats drifting toward Placencia, where local officials say they have no funds for cleanup and are urging beachfront owners to prepare. The Placencia Village Council took to social media to say that forecast shows the sargassum remaining off the coast over the course of the next 3 days. It is hard to say what happens beyond that time. The council further noted that this could be an indication of some of the sargassum affecting beaches along the peninsula over the weekend to early next week. In its notice, the council noted that it does not have funding to put towards sargassum cleanup initiatives and urged beachfront owners and hotels to put plans in place. Notably, the National Meteorological Service of Belize's latest sargassum forecast confirmed the mats of sargassum over the Gulf of Honduras and has a medium probability of reaching Placencia with minimal impact expected. We will continue to follow. Still ahead, Belize's own climate leaders are getting global attention as the 5 Cs earns recognition for its innovative diplomacy on the world stage. Why this award matters and what it means for the region, up next.
For decades, BEL has powered Belize's growth and progress, lighting homes, energizing industries, and fueling national development. But in a world reshaped by extreme weather patterns, digital transformation, and evolving customer needs, the future of energy demands a new approach. The future of energy is now, and it's not just about new technology, it's about people and how we use, manage, and store power smarter. BEL is leading the transformation, blending modern advancements with the wisdom of sustainable energy practices. Integrating technologies will redefine how Belize produces and uses energy. With distributed generation and smart grid technologies, customers are becoming power partners. Energy is no longer a one-way street. BEL is making key investments that will reinforce the grid to make this a reality, ensuring energy security for generations. At BEL, we are more than an energy provider. We work to safeguard Belize's energy future, which will have demand response programs, where customers will be able to shift use during peak hours to take advantage of the new time of use or off-peak rate structures. Customer energy portals, real-time insights and tools to track usage and manage energy smarter. Smart metering, advanced metering infrastructure, faster, safer service and actionable energy insights. Distributed generation, integrating rooftop solar, microgrids and battery storage for two-way power flows into the national grid. Together, we are bringing you a brighter tomorrow.
Life doesn't wait, and neither should your banking. Belize Bank. Go digital.
Haven't updated your information recently? Well, kick off the new year as a winner. RF&G Insurance is giving you a free chance to win every month. Entering is easy. Just chat with us on WhatsApp and update your information. That's it. You'll be automatically entered into our monthly raffle for a chance to win awesome prizes. Don't wait. Message us on WhatsApp and update your info today. RF&G Insurance. It pays to get it right.
That's me. My data done, and I really need to get my ARA out today.
Really? Well, you can join our Smart Group plan.
Really? How that work?
Easy, let me tell you.
Whether it's family, friends, or your small business, we've got the perfect plan for every group. More members equals more savings, more connections. Smart Group plans bring the connectivity you love to you and your circle. No one gets left behind. Explore Share One package option and add on unlimited data, calls, and SMS for the entire group for less than $50 per member. Visit any Smart showroom countrywide or email sales@speednet-wireless.com to sign up today. Smart, bringing people together.
Detail and Smart came together. What would it mean for you? No price increases. In fact, call prices could drop by 10%. Call anyone on any network. Same fair prices. Signal expanded to where it's needed most. We're deploying 43 cell sites, connecting 20,000 more Belizeans. ETL and SpeedNet. Know the facts.
As climate change continues to put small island states on the front lines, Belize is once again stepping into the global spotlight. This time through the Caribbean Community Climate Change Center, which just earned top honors at the UK Belize Climate and Nature Legacy Awards. And tonight, Executive Director Dr. Colin Young says the recognition not only celebrates their hard-won progress, but also underscores how urgently the world needs to step up its climate response.
The 5Cs was the recipient of the Innovation in Climate Action and Diplomacy Award, as well as the Policy and Governance Impact Award. And this was been given to recognize the work that the 5Cs does across the Caribbean region to mobilize climate finance to impact the lives and livelihoods of people across the region. And so the award obviously means a lot to the staff of the center because they're the ones who make this very possible. But it also highlighted, Shane, the important role of partnership and strategic partnerships with governments that, like the United Kingdom. The support to the 5Cs has enabled us to unlock tens of millions of dollars for people across the region to build resilience to climate change. And, right now the 5Cs work in 14 countries across CARICOM. We are managing over $410 million Belize dollars across those countries. And the support from the UK is going to help us to deliver another 300 million on behalf of our countries across the region. So obviously the work is being done across the region on behalf of our governments. And so it's very, humbling to be able to get the recognition from a strategic partner like the UK.
Before we leave you, here's tonight's viewer's voice. On our first story, UDP boycotts House meeting, cites PM's disrespect. Melvin Cowell commented, "To stand up or boycott any House meeting is a right to any minister or area representative. It was done in the past." On the topic, plastic bottles and bags leading pollution across Belize, Plastic and Foam-Free Belize shared, "Thank you to News 5 Live for bringing this issue to public attention. What has been reported so far is only the surface. The deeper story becomes clear when you follow it." And finally, on Belmopan Mayor defends trade license overhaul. Jose Meggs shared, The mayor should have called a town hall meeting with businesses and explained the logic behind this ridiculous price hike. Thank you for engaging with us online. Your voices shape the national conversation. Keep those comments coming and we'll continue to feature them right here. And that's the news. Tonight's broadcast is available at greaterbelize.com, on our Facebook and on YouTube. I'm Sabrina Daly. Thanks for joining us, and from all of us here at News 5, good night.